Have you noticed that climbing stairs feels harder than it used to? Maybe your energy isn't what it once was. Maybe your legs feel weaker. Maybe you're getting dizzy occasionally when standing up. Or perhaps you've started forgetting little things more often. Most people hear these symptoms and immediately think, well, I'm getting older. And that's exactly why today's topic is so important. Because there is a silent health problem affecting millions of seniors right now. Many have it, most don't know they have it, and the warning signs are often so subtle that people ignore them for years. What's even more concerning is that this condition can quietly affect your energy, balance, strength, concentration, heart health, and overall quality of life long before it becomes obvious. Today, we're uncovering one of the most overlooked health issues among adults over 60. And if you stay until the end, you'll discover why so many seniors mistake its symptoms for normal aging and what simple warning signs you should never ignore. Let's begin with a story. Margaret was 71 years old. She considered herself reasonably healthy. She wasn't running marathons, but she stayed active. She enjoyed gardening. She spent time with her grandchildren. She handled her own shopping. Then little changes started appearing. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming, just small things. She became tired more easily. Her afternoon walks became shorter. She occasionally felt lightheaded. Her concentration wasn't quite as sharp, and she noticed she was becoming less confident physically. Like many seniors, Margaret assumed these changes were simply part of getting older. Months passed, then years. The symptoms slowly became her new normal, but eventually, a routine checkup revealed something she never expected. A silent health issue had been developing for a very long time, and she had completely missed the warning signs. Here's the surprising truth. Margaret's story isn't unusual. Millions of seniors experience something similar. The condition we're discussing today often develops quietly. There may be no dramatic symptoms, no emergency, no obvious crisis, just subtle changes that gradually affect everyday life. Now here's the dangerous part. Because the progression is slow, many people adapt without realizing anything is wrong. The body adjusts. You adjust, life continues, but beneath the surface, important changes may be taking place. So what is this silent health problem? One of the most common answers is poor circulation and reduced oxygen delivery throughout the body, caused by underlying cardiovascular changes, nutritional deficiencies, or related health conditions. Now, before you click away thinking this doesn't apply to you, listen carefully, because the symptoms often appear in ways most seniors never connect to circulation or overall health. Let's examine the first warning sign. Warning sign. Number 1. Constant fatigue. This is one of the most commonly ignored symptoms. Many seniors wake up tired, feel tired, go to bed tired, and assume it's normal. But persistent fatigue is often the body's way of communicating that something deeper deserves attention. Think about what energy really requires. Your organs need oxygen. Your muscles need nutrients. Your brain needs fuel. When these systems aren't functioning efficiently, fatigue can become a daily companion. Now here's where things get serious. Many people don't seek answers because fatigue develops gradually. If exhaustion appeared overnight, you'd immediately investigate. But when it develops slowly over years, it's easy to normalize. And normalization can be dangerous, because what feels normal isn't always healthy. Now here's a rehook. What most seniors don't realize is that the next symptom often appears years before people recognize the real problem. Warning. Sign number 2. Cold hands and feet. This symptom sounds harmless, almost trivial. Many seniors simply shrug it off. My feet are always cold. My hands get chilly. No big deal. But persistent coldness can sometimes indicate reduced circulation. Your extremities are often among the first areas affected when blood flow isn't as efficient as it should be. Now, here's the interesting part. This symptom often appears alongside fatigue, and when multiple subtle symptoms occur together, they may tell a much larger story. But before we reveal the third warning sign, there's something important you need to understand. The body rarely sends just one signal. Health changes often create patterns, and patterns matter, which brings us to the next clue. Warning. Sign number 3. Dizziness or feeling unsteady. Have you ever stood up and felt briefly dizzy? Occasional dizziness can happen to anyone, but repeated episodes deserve attention. Many seniors notice moments of unsteadiness, A brief sense of imbalance, a feeling that something isn't quite right. Again, these episodes are frequently blamed on age, but what most seniors don't realize is that balance depends on several systems working together perfectly. When those systems are affected, balance can suffer. Now here's another rehook. In a moment, I'll reveal one warning sign that many seniors completely overlook because it doesn't seem related to health at all. But first, we need to discuss something even more important. Why do so many people miss these warning signs? The answer is surprisingly simple. Because aging and health problems often look similar. That's what makes silent health conditions so dangerous. Symptoms develop gradually, people adapt, life continues, and years pass before anyone realizes something may be wrong. Imagine turning down the brightness on a television 1% every week. Would you notice immediately? Probably not. But after enough time, the screen would look dramatically different. The same thing often happens with health. Changes occur slowly, and gradual changes are easy to overlook. Now here's where things become especially concerning. Many seniors don't ignore symptoms because they're careless. They ignore them because they're responsible. They don't want to complain. They don't want to overreact. They don't want to worry their family, so they keep going day after day, month after month, year after year, until the symptoms become impossible to ignore. Now let's discuss another warning sign. Warning sign number 4, reduced physical endurance. Remember when you could walk farther, stay active longer, handle busy days more easily? Many seniors notice endurance decreasing. Again, some decline is expected with aging, but significant reductions deserve attention, especially when they occur alongside fatigue, dizziness, or weakness. Now here's the dangerous part. Reduced endurance often creates a vicious cycle. You feel tired, so you move less. Moving less reduces stamina. Reduced stamina creates more fatigue, and the cycle continues. Before long, activities that once felt easy become difficult. Now here's another rehook. The next warning sign is one of the most surprising because it affects something many seniors worry about every day. Memory. Warning sign. Number 5. Brain fog and reduced concentration. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why? Lost track of a conversation? Struggled to remember simple details? Everyone experiences occasional forgetfulness. That's normal. But persistent brain fog can sometimes signal that something deeper deserves attention. The brain depends heavily on oxygen and nutrients. When overall health systems aren't operating optimally, cognitive performance can sometimes be affected. Now here's something important. This doesn't mean every memory lapse signals a serious problem. Far from it. The point is recognizing patterns rather than isolated incidents. Patterns tell stories, and the story becomes clearer when multiple symptoms appear together. Fatigue, cold hands, dizziness, reduced endurance, brain fog. Individually, they may seem unrelated. Together, they may point towards something worth investigating. Now here's another rehook. We're about to reveal one of the most overlooked factors that contributes to this silent health problem. And it's hiding inside daily habits that millions of seniors repeat every single day. But first, ask yourself this question. Have you been blaming everything on aging? Be honest. Because most people do. And that's exactly why this silent health issue remains undetected for so long. The assumption that it's just age prevents curiosity, and curiosity is often the first step toward finding answers. Now let's discuss one hidden contributor: physical inactivity. This surprises many people, because inactivity doesn't always feel dangerous. It feels comfortable, safe, easy. But the human body was designed to move. Movement supports circulation, supports muscle function, supports endurance, supports overall health. When movement declines significantly, multiple systems may be affected. Now here's where things get serious. Many seniors reduce activity because they feel tired. Yet reduced activity can contribute to feeling even more tired, and once again, the cycle continues. This cycle traps millions of older adults. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack discipline, but because they don't understand what's happening. Now here's another rehook. The final warning signs we're about to discuss may be the most important of all, because they're often mistaken for completely unrelated issues, and understanding them could change the way you think about your health forever. Before we continue into part 2, remember this. Silent health problems rarely announce themselves loudly. They whisper, they hide inside everyday symptoms. They disguise themselves as normal aging, and that's exactly why so many seniors never realize they have them. What if the symptoms you've been experiencing for years aren't simply signs of aging? What if your body has been trying to tell you something important all along? And what if the warning signs were so subtle that you never connected them together? That's the reality for millions of seniors. In part 1, we uncovered several hidden clues that may point toward a silent health problem affecting countless older adults. Persistent fatigue, cold hands and feet, dizziness, reduced endurance, brain fog, and declining physical confidence. Each symptom may seem small on its own, but together they can paint a very different picture. Now, we're about to reveal the remaining warning signs, the biggest mistakes seniors make, and the practical habits that may help support healthier aging. And the final lesson might be the most important thing you hear today. Now here's the rehook. What most seniors don't realize is that silent health problems rarely begin with dramatic symptoms. Instead, they quietly influence everyday life. And one of the next warning signs often appears long before people recognize what's happening. Warning sign number 6. Slower recovery. Think about how quickly your body bounces back after physical activity, after a busy day, after household chores, after a long walk. Many seniors notice something interesting. Recovery takes longer than it once did. A task that used to leave them mildly tired now leaves them exhausted. A busy afternoon requires a full day of recovery. Again, some changes are expected with age, but when recovery becomes dramatically slower, it deserves attention, because recovery is one of the clearest indicators of overall health. Now here's where things get serious. Many people don't notice recovery changes because they gradually adjust their lives. They simply stop doing activities that challenge them. Without realizing it, their world slowly becomes smaller. Less walking, less travel, less social activity, less independence. And often this happens so gradually that they never see the pattern. Now here's another rehook. The next warning sign affects something almost every senior values deeply: confidence. Warning, sign number 7, fear of falling. This one surprises many people because fear itself doesn't seem like a health symptom, but it often is. Many seniors become less confident in their balance, less confident on stairs, less confident walking on uneven surfaces, less confident leaving home alone. The change may be subtle, but it matters, because confidence often reflects physical capability. When strength, circulation, endurance, balance, or energy decline, confidence often declines too. And once confidence disappears, activity often decreases, which creates another dangerous cycle. Now here's the dangerous part. Less activity leads to less strength. Less strength leads to less confidence. Less confidence leads to even less activity. Before long, the body begins losing abilities simply because they're no longer being used regularly, and that's something every senior should understand. Now here's another rehook. In a moment, I'll reveal the biggest mistake seniors make when facing these warning signs. But first, there's something even more important. Why do these silent problems go unnoticed for so long? The answer is simple: because they rarely cause immediate emergencies. No alarm sounds. No dramatic event occurs. No obvious crisis appears. Instead, life slowly changes. Energy decreases. Mobility decreases. Confidence decreases. Endurance decreases. And because each change seems small, people adapt. But adaptation can sometimes hide a growing problem. Now let's discuss the biggest mistake. The number one mistake seniors make: assuming everything is aging. This mistake affects millions of people, and it's understandable. After all, aging does bring changes. But here's the key distinction. Normal aging and preventable decline are not always the same thing. Many seniors stop asking questions because they assume every symptom has only one explanation: age. And once that assumption takes hold, curiosity disappears. That's why awareness matters, not because every symptom is serious, but because every symptom deserves understanding. Now here's where things become especially important. Imagine two people experiencing the same symptoms. Both feel tired. Both notice weaker endurance. Both experience occasional dizziness. The first person ignores everything. The second person becomes curious. They pay attention. They ask questions. They discuss concerns. They stay engaged. Which person is more likely to identify issues early? Which person is more likely to protect long-term independence? The answer is obvious, and that's why awareness is so powerful. Now here's another rehook. Let's move into practical habits that may help support overall health and reduce the risk of silent decline. First, prioritize movement. Not extreme exercise, not intense workouts, just movement, walking, stretching, gentle strength activities. Daily movement supports circulation, muscle function, endurance, and overall vitality, and consistency matters more than perfection. Now here's something most seniors don't realize. You don't need heroic effort. Small actions repeated consistently often create the biggest long-term benefits. Second, stay hydrated. This sounds simple, almost too simple, yet hydration influences energy, circulation, concentration, and physical performance. Many older adults underestimate how easily mild dehydration can develop, especially because thirst signals often become less noticeable with age. Third, pay attention to nutrition. Your body still requires quality fuel. In fact, nutrition becomes even more important as we age. Colorful vegetables, protein-rich foods, whole foods, balanced meals. These choices help support the systems your body relies on every day. Now here's another rehook. The next habit may be one of the most underrated health tools available, and it's completely free. Regular self-awareness. Take a moment occasionally to ask yourself, how is my energy? How is my balance? How is my endurance? How is my confidence? How is my recovery? These simple questions can reveal changes long before major problems develop, and that's incredibly valuable. Now let's discuss another common mistake: waiting for symptoms to become severe. Many people assume mild symptoms aren't worth attention, so they wait and wait and wait. But health challenges are often easier to address when recognized early. The body frequently whispers before it shouts, and learning to hear those whispers can make a tremendous difference. Now here's where things get serious. Independence doesn't disappear overnight. It usually fades gradually. A little less activity, a little less confidence, a little less strength, a little less mobility. Each individual change seems small, but together, they create a completely different life. That's why protecting health isn't really about avoiding illness. It's about protecting freedom. The freedom to travel, the freedom to walk comfortably, the freedom to enjoy family, the freedom to live life on your own terms. Now here's another rehook. What most seniors don't realize is that some of the biggest threats to independence are the ones they never see coming. Not dramatic events, silent changes, slow declines, hidden patterns. That's why today's topic matters so much. Because silent health problems thrive when people stop paying attention, and they lose power when people become aware. Now let's talk about something encouraging. The body is remarkably responsive, even later in life. Many seniors assume it's too late to improve, too late to get stronger, too late to move better, too late to feel better. But the human body often responds positively to supportive habits regardless of age. That's an incredibly hopeful message, because it means today's choices still matter, tomorrow's choices still matter, next month's choices still matter. Now here's another rehook. The final lesson in this video may be the most important of all. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is awareness. Many people spend years searching for miracle solutions, secret supplements, magic foods, instant fixes. But health rarely works that way. More often, long-term results come from small daily actions repeated consistently. Movement, nutrition, hydration, sleep, attention, curiosity. These habits may not sound exciting, but they are powerful. Now let's bring everything together. Today's silent health problem isn't one single disease. It's the hidden decline that occurs when warning signs go unnoticed, when fatigue is ignored, when balance changes are dismissed, when endurance decreases without explanation, when confidence slowly disappears, when people stop asking questions. The true danger isn't always the condition itself. The true danger is remaining unaware, because awareness creates opportunity. Opportunity to learn, opportunity to adjust, opportunity to protect your future. And that opportunity is incredibly valuable. Now here's the final warning. Never assume that every change is simply aging. Some changes are, some aren't. The key is staying engaged enough to recognize the difference. Your body is constantly communicating. Fatigue is communication. Dizziness is communication. Weakness is communication. Balance changes are communication. Reduced endurance is communication. The question is simple. Are you listening? Now imagine yourself 5 years from today. What kind of future do you want? More strength? More confidence? More mobility? More independence? That future doesn't begin someday. It begins with the choices you make today. And sometimes the most important choice is simply paying attention. As we close today's video, remember this. The most dangerous health problems are not always the loudest. Sometimes they're the quiet ones, the silent changes, the subtle symptoms, the gradual declines that hide behind the phrase, "I'm just getting older." Don't let that phrase stop you from staying curious. Don't let it prevent you from noticing what your body may be trying to tell you, because awareness is one of the most powerful health tools you possess. If you found this video valuable, subscribe and turn on notifications for more senior health content designed specifically for adults over 60. And before you leave, watch the next video on your screen right now, where we reveal the everyday habits that may be quietly accelerating aging and the simple changes that could help you maintain strength, energy, and independence longer. You won't want to miss it.